Alright everybody, hello. Sora here with another stream. This time we're going to be playing Persona 5 Scramble, the Phantom Strikers. This is a demo that just came out on the Japanese PSN store this morning. I think it came out a couple days ago on the Switch. I actually streamed this a little over 6 hours ago, but because it was like early morning and I hadn't really gotten a lot of sleep, I was basically whispering into the microphone. Also, I didn't mix the audio correctly with the party chat and whatnot, so it's very quiet. And I wanted to go through the demo again because also I spent a lot of time just like doing nothing. I was trying to translate the thing as I was playing it, so I spent a lot of time. I don't know, it's like an hour demo. I spent like 2 hours on it. And I don't usually remake my videos, but considering it's like an hour demo, I figured why not. So we're just gonna go through this again. Unfortunately, you do lose out on my first impressions on certain things, but there wasn't really a lot. And besides, now that I'm awake, I can actually formulate my sentences a little bit better, so we're just gonna jump right in. So this is, for those unaware, a canonical sequel to Persona 5. Takes place literally, I think, half a year after Persona 5 or Persona 5 Royal. I do think it's interesting he's not using his standard blade. He's using like a different one. I don't know if it's... I don't think it's the upgraded blade, but it's just a different one. So, I don't know when exactly this takes place. It feels like it might be like a prequel sequence, or maybe it's like an in media res type thing. Let's try this out. Yeah, I feel like that's like an in media res type thing where it's like happens towards the end of the story.
Erode and destroy hearts of good souls in the dark.
All right. So again, I was trying to translate everything this morning when I was playing it on stream, so it was a little bit slow going, but I had the general outline of what they're talking about. So Ryuji's basically saying like he misses everyone. It's been a while. They're all just piling on Ryuji a little bit. Um, they're asking me how I'm doing. They're all just talking about the big reunion that's happening. Basically, your main character's coming. The main character is coming back. Joker is gonna come back to Yongen Jaya uh, for the summer, and they're all just trying to figure out what to do. I didn't translate absolutely everything, mostly just the text that happens in like these types of cutscenes. So not like the animated cutscenes. And towards the end of the night, because I was getting so tired, and I felt like the stream was running a lot. I thought the stream was running a lot longer than it actually was. I thought the stream was running for like 3 or 4 hours. It was only like a couple hours, but still, it felt a lot longer than it did. Towards the end, I did stop translating a lot of this stuff. Just basically, I just got the gist of what was going on. This entire conversation is basically they're going over. I guess the Phantom Thieves have been busy uh, ever since ever since the end of Persona 5. Either that, or this is what like this is again like some sort of like intermediate res type thing where this is like towards the end of their summer vacation, I assume. Um, but they're naming like a number of people that have had a change of heart. And actually, interestingly, towards the end of it, they start to suspect the Phantom Thieves. Yeah, here I think they're like trying to, they're thinking about how like these people didn't display any sort of like remorse, but just suddenly one day they just did, and like what if it's the Phantom Thieves all over again? But for some reason they just dismissed that. They think like it's just a coincidence. So I don't even know why they brought it up in the first place. And basically, long-haired man over here in the back is designated to figure out what's going on, to basically try to get evidence as quickly as possible. And that's the prime suspect. It's weird, I guess they do have his criminal record. I guess that's true. That's their primary suspect is Ren, which okay, 1 second. Forget why I stream. I forget why I don't stream in the middle of the day. It's because people will just interrupt me. Anyway, Morgana's just basically saying how nostalgic it is to be on this train again. The radio is going off talking about a couple of the changes of hearts that have been made. People resigning from their jobs because they were found to be corrupt. They're also mentioning an app called Emma, like an AI app called Emma. This is basically them going back home to Young and Jaya. I guess this is just the only bag he's bringing with him, which I think is really funny. He's just carrying around a duffel bag like always, and it's got a cat in it, so he's probably not carrying a lot of things. And so, tutorial about the minimap. So this is basically, I assume, the same map from Persona 5. It's just I would have to assume a little bit higher resolution because I don't know if everyone remembers, but Persona 5 was a PS3 game. It was just it was a port to PS4, and it's really hard to tell because the game is so like stylized and you wouldn't really notice it. But here you kind of do notice, you know, the character models are a little bit higher fidelity. I mentioned it in the first stream, but I noticed that there was something different with the character models, and I think I figured it out. It's just the contrast is a lot higher. Persona 5 is a little bit like darker, like the brightness, like the tones, like you can actually see some sort of like shading in the textures. But here, it's a bit more. It's a bit more cell shaded. It's a bit more like you see he's kind of pale, like more hard lines. I kind of like this look a little bit better. So I don't know if the shading in P5 was an intentional artistic choice, or if it was because of hardware limitations to, you know, not get the contrast up this bright. Because I remember playing like the Naruto games on the PS3, and it was like, you know, it was okay, but the contrast wasn't nearly as good. The art style and whatnot, you could still kind of tell that it was just bad PS2 quality models, not PS3 quality models. But you start playing like the Naruto games on the PS4, and they're a lot higher quality. But anyway, there's not really a lot to explore out here. I'd walk around. I mean, here they're just talking about like, oh look, it's a shady place where you get your TV. Takemi's office is actually in here, but you can't go in. You're just basically reminiscing on all the stuff that you did before. You actually can't go over to Futaba's house over there. The street just cuts off. The only place you can go here is LeBlanc. Coffee and curry. That's a weird combo. I never noticed that sign. I really like these cutscenes. I forget how much Persona 5 was just them just talking. You don't really get a lot of chances to you don't really get a chance to see the whole group interact like this because the whole of Persona 5 is you're still collecting the party. You're just talking about catching up. You just basically said he almost got detention before he got here, and then Anne basically riffing on him because he skipped it or whatnot. I forgot until this very moment that Makoto is entirely like a year above them. So she's in college, so Futaba's just like riffing on her with that, about her going to college. And they're asking Haru what she's doing, and she's tending to the vegetables. It's like more screen time than Haru got in all of Persona 5, I think. It's more lines than she's ever gotten, and I'm just talking all over it. Yeah, it's just them. You know, you hardly ever see the whole group like this, which I think is really nice. And and they're talking about Futaba going back to school, so that's, you know, that's cool. Little callbacks to Persona 5. And you're talking about what they should do while they're here. Like, it's the first trip that they should go on. And I think in this conversation they just settle on a barbecue trip. Yusuke wants to go talk about art, and no one really wants to talk about art with Yusuke. He just sits back down. Oh, and Futaba falls out the Emma app that we heard about on the train. It's basically Siri, but like more advanced, I guess. Yeah, she explains it to everyone, and everyone basically downloads it on their phone. Which, weirdly enough, I already have downloaded on my phone, because look, she pulls it out, it's right there. I get to put my name out. We're gonna do it backwards. Because I put Ren Ami in the first one. Like, they only give you like 3 spaces for your name, which I think is really weird. Stage settings. And I think I put it backwards because they kept calling me Ami last time, so. So they're basically splitting up the responsibilities here. Like who gets what supplies and whatnot for the camping trip. They're gonna go on a barbecue trip, I guess. And no one really wants to go watch art with Yusuke. Guess they're basically saying sorry how late they are, but now that Ren's back, he's gonna go help out around the cafe, right? There's some cool little details here, actually, like your little plant. Like, I like that not everything is back here, but certain things are. Like your little plant here that you can grow. Your little training chair and the little tool table. Even the clean room, he kept it clean. The attic, I guess. His bed's still shitty, like 3 shitty crates on top of a mattress on top of 3 shitty crates though, so. Still don't have a real bed. Mona just feels nostalgic about sitting on the bed again. Neat little details. Lavenza's here, but Igor is not. Hajimemashite. Yokuso. She's explaining the Velvet Room all over again. It's weird because she acts like you've never been here before, but she ends this by saying that I will always be at your side. I will always be at your side like always. So she clearly knows we've been here before, but she's like explaining it to us again. And she's also like explaining who she is, which I think is really funny too. Yeah, it's almost as if she feels obligated to explain all this to you, but she's like, nah, you get this. This is a sequel, you know what this is about. So like, you don't actually see Igor in his demo, so it's kind of strange. I'm sure she's explaining that plot reason, but the translator I was working with was very rudimentary and didn't really go very far into explaining that as, you know, I was just kind of piecing together, like the translator is very, very wonky. The translator is very, very bare bones, so. And we're back at LeBlanc. I like that it's just like the same camera angles.
Oh.
Can I check the? Oh, I didn't know you could check the site you're repainting actually. On your phone. Anyway, we're gonna go out of here. And Futaba's out here. And she's basically just talking about like what we need to do today. So today we're basically going with Ryuji to get supplies for the camping trip. So there's that. I like her new outfit. I mentioned this in the first stream, but yeah, I like her new outfit. I do miss her giant jacket though, the off the shoulder look. But I guess it is summer vacation, so I wouldn't expect her to be walking around in like a big old winter coat. It is hard to change her character outfit though because she was already like wearing like short shorts and whatnot. So we are going to the train station to go meet with Ryuji, who is already there, and it is actually the exact same map. Oh no, it's Kingdom Hearts spoilers. Anyway, it feels like the same map, but like smaller. I assume that you can actually go down here when at the completion of the game. Like just because of the way that the map's cut off here, you see how like there's clearly an entryway here, but they don't let you walk in here. So it's a little bit smaller than Persona 5, base Persona 5, but at the same time, there's this whole area. You can see even that this part of the map is like, you see in the mini-map right there, like there's that grayed out area right there. It's like a giant area, and I feel like they have shown that off in the in-game demos that you can go all the way out there. So that's just interesting to me, I think. Also, all these interactables from last time, which are now just like, ha, remember Persona 5? Every single one of these, like, check things are like, hey, these used to be interactable in the last game, but now it's not. I actually have no idea if these are new posters. Buraku. Is that like Boss Coffee? Boss Coffee Blackout. I do wish that this didn't happen. I hated it whenever like camera control was taken away from you, because like camera control's back here, right? And like it's not like they didn't model the back of this bus or this shuttle. Anyway, we're gonna go meet up with Ryuji. He's basically gonna ask us, "Hey, are you ready to go get the supplies?" Until we get interrupted by a crowd freaking out over us. Oh yeah, we're gonna ask Emma like what we need for our camping trip, basically. Everyone's freaking out. Look who Alice is. Alice is like a pop idol. Oh, I forgot to hit yes. Ryuji wants to go check it out. He's basically asking us if we want to go see. I chose yes the first time, but I guess I said no. I forgot the option. Look, it's literally KPP. It's literally. I couldn't imagine they got her to voice this character, but I feel like so many I feel like she's been referenced in so many different games already. Which, to be fair, I guess there hasn't really been a pop idol like her in a while. But I had no idea she was still this big in Japan. Like, she was big back in like 2012 when she came out with Pon Pon Pon. And then she's been in a number of different games. She's been in like Tekken and whatnot. Or sorry, Dead or Alive. Or am I thinking of the right place? I think I might be thinking of Tekken with the character with all the eyeballs. And now she's here. And she's basically gonna give out 100 invitation cards, she says, to Wonderland. To the first, she's gonna give out invitation cards to the first 100 people that were there, and we just so happen to be part of that. I just noticed why she calls herself Alice. It's very, you know, Wonderland, White Rabbit, all of that. I don't know why I didn't notice that earlier. He's like, we should hurry, they're all waiting for us. Oh, yeah, I got the card. It says Wonderland. It says keyword Wonderland. For Emma. It's a friendship code. This is basically where you find out that Emma is actually a metaverse navigator. You say some keywords into. It's actually quite different. It feels like a manufactured version of the metaverse navigator, because random people can just walk in there and I don't know. So they wake up in the metaverse.
えてる暇はないようだぜ。突破するぞ、ジョーカー、スカル。
Basically, Alice is evil.
油断するなよお前ら。久しぶり。まずは体をな。
And more tutorial fights. The gameplay is pretty bare bones. I mean, it's a Dynasty Warriors game, honestly. Charlie, get over here. Get on the bed. Hey, come here. Get up there. Get up on the bed. Charlie. Charlie, get on the bed. Sit. Yeah, stop walking back and walking back. Get on the bed. Anyway. More tutorial fights. Keeping us a basic combo. You have your lights and your hards. It looks like your heart attack is like your gun. Like your standard heart attack. It's just your gun. And this is basically teaching us how to use personas, which I've already been using. So basically you hold R1, and it's an AoE effect. And depending on who you target, some enemies might be weak to certain attacks. And if you get someone who's weak to your attacks, you can do an all-out attack on them. You see the little weak meter right there. Your standard triangle attack is a gun. Square triangle appears to be a launcher. Square triangle appears to be some sort of stinger, and square triangle is I don't know. It's just like a hard finisher. You can also interact with the environment a certain way. Every time you see that, you can like jump up. It's weird that he doesn't use his grappling hook. Oh, and from here, from vantage points, you can use an action command to attack enemies that are directly around your area. Anytime you see that little arrow right there, you can jump to one of these, and you can actually just use the left stick to switch. Yeah, I'm sure this map opens up a little bit more, considering, like, you see that little grayed out area right there. Also, fucking, the 109 building just being a giant castle. This imagery is used in the intro, actually, so I'm assuming, like, that you go to this same area every single time, and, like, it's just the 5 kings of Japan are occupying the metaverse currently, so I don't know. The fact that Alice is not actually even in the 105, the 109 building. Sorry, in here it's 705. I gotta keep track of all my different versions of the 109 building.
ジョーカー これじゃあき
Gonna use the old Joseph Joestar secret technique. Just run away.
一気に突っ走れ
I thought that this game was out on the Hong Kong PSN as well, but apparently it wasn't. I thought I had seen it there, but they might have just taken it out. I don't know. I could be wrong. Regardless, I doubt that it would have had the I doubt it would have had the English subtitles that I was looking for. These new character portraits for Joker are pretty cool. I don't know if I like them better than the old portraits, but still.
我が輩にもわからんだがそれ以外に説明のしようがない
I don't know if these are. I still don't know if these are reusing old Persona 5 assets, like the sprites.
ここはアリスのパレスでそれが最も合理的な
とにかくやべえことに変わりねえってこと
何にしろもっと情報がここが本当にパレスそれ
何この子たち
She's like, who are these? I guess she doesn't recognize us.
願いが奪え
It's weird because she kind of has some sort of like I don't know. Considering that her original self is what sent us here,
名前は何て言う
makes me feel like she's sort of aware of what's going on over here, asking us what her name is. Basically told her to fuck off.
へえダメじゃん
やめ
ギャーギャーうるさい
ああそうか
つまんない思い通りにならないおもちゃに興味はないのバイバイ
Basically sent us away down the garbage chute. I think it's really funny that she didn't just kill us.
ああなん
ちくしゅいきなりぶんな
We still have no idea what's going on over here. For
Alright,
whatever
you can-
reason. Like we haven't been doing this already.
で
地下までとにかく出口がないか
And now we get
ゴ
access
ミだらけじ
to
ゃん
今はと
the
りこの
pause
先
menu. And here's where I gush over the UI a little bit. So, it is kind of like P5, but it's got its own new twist on it. So we'll see. It's all 3D. So, whereas Persona 5's original UI was all about the 2D art and whatnot, this kind of takes that idea and moves it to 3 dimensions.
あら
Also, just I don't know. I quite like it actually. I quite like this. Also because it incorporates all the Phantom Thieves this time.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like there's a heavier emphasis on graffiti, and it's not. I don't know. Whereas the original one was all about the base color red. This one's all like, you know, all these menus are different colors, but a lot of the menus are the same. Like this menu is pretty much lifted from Persona 5. The equipment menu is different, but at the same time, it's like, you know, get little movements like that. I think it's super neat. I did make a note that Queen is not anywhere in this menu for whatever reason. She's the only one. Because you even get Futaba down here. Anyway, that's it. I quite like the menu here, but not much to go on. We encountered this mysterious box. Give me 1 second, everybody. I completely forget what it's like streaming in the middle of the day, and the reason why I do it late at night. I gotta pause the stream for a quick second. Okay, alright. My dad's telling me to measure something in the closet, but he didn't tell me anything more about that. Been calling him like 12 times already, so we're just gonna let him call me back. Anyway, this is Sophia. She's basically an AI thing. I don't know, I feel like they're just trying to redo the Futaba thing, but as a character. Like, she's even a redhead, and I mentioned that in the last stream, the original stream as well.
私はソフィア。お前も。
Yeah, her name's Sophia.
わからない。
She's just some weird girl that we found here in the metaverse.
記憶がね。
We don't exactly know what the nature of her character is yet.
手品かい。
シャドウ。
とにかくよ。ここでうだうだ
God, I just noticed.
困
Is
って
like
るのか？
has Joker's like
いつの間に
cuffs always been like that huge?
困ってるなら役に立つぞ。私。
助けてく。
そうだ。
いや、なんか迷ってるっつ
Oh,
か
hang on.
出口を探してるっつか。
Okay. Alright, we're back. It's really funny, my friends sometimes ask me why I don't stream at like regular hours. This is why. Because regular hours, everyone else in this house is awake, and I can't do like a 1 hour stream without getting like 3 or 4 people interrupting me. So that's why I always stream at like midnight and whatnot.
そうだな。
大丈夫かよ。まあ、待て。でも見つかってるし。
She's basically running off. She's, I don't know, she's got like this fish out of water type thing going on where she doesn't exactly know what's going on. She doesn't know who she is.
ここでやられるわけにはいかねえ。やるぞ、お前ら。そしてここのある怪盗かっこいいな。
そこかよ。てか
私がで我が輩はじめかジョーカー私どうするオーケーそれと
I do like her voice actor though. It's really funny.
お前まで
She's got an accent.
俺はスカ
よしソフィアが
Okay. But yeah, I guess here you can kind of tell. So I did go back and watch like footage of like Persona 5 because I could not be bothered to open that game up and go to a palace. Actually, I have no idea where my save file is at, but you can see the colors here are a lot more like brighter. Like his boots are like, definitely a different color, which is something that I never noticed in base Persona, even though I do have like the figure right there staring at me, and the boots are a different color, but I always thought that was like artistic license. But yeah, no, it's definitely like kind of a maroon, a mauve type, brownish boots. But I don't know, his model seems to be a bit higher quality. You can see a lot more wrinkles in it because of the higher contrast in the lighting. But it is essentially the same. It is essentially the same type of like shading or whatnot. It's just higher contrast. I don't know. It just looks like a better model to me. I don't know what it is, but we'll see. I'm just super excited to like control these characters in a more action setting, just because that's my type of game. Oh, you do get this little dash here.
Sophia がいる。あいつが邪魔なのか？
まあな。
オーケー。
あ？どう？でお前何して？おい待てって。なんだ貴様ら？侵入者か？
Nobody asks if this is a demo. Yes, it is a demo for P5 Scramble. Came out on the Japanese PSN a few hours ago. It's been out on the Switch eShop, the Japanese Switch eShop for like a whole day. She awakens her persona. Her persona are like, it looks like yo-yos. I looked in the menu, I think it's like Pitus or something like that, which I don't know if that's like a translation thing or if that's actually what it's called, so couldn't possibly tell you. I do wish you have some sort of like grappling mechanic though. Like I know it's not an action game. I know it's just a Dynasty Warriors game, but still. And I guess ever since she awakens her persona thing like that, she stays in that form.
聞かれなかったから。
Like she has like her hood up or something.
しかもその格好、我が輩たちの怪盗団の真似をしたら。
And she doesn't exactly know what it is either.
だな、お前。
ペルソナ？さっきの戦いで、あれは武器だ。
Just explaining to her what the concept of a persona is, and she just doesn't understand it.
ソフィー。
This is where I stopped translating the game last night, or rather this morning, because I was like dead fucking tired, and I was just like barely speaking to the microphone at that point.
ああ、無理はし。
じゃあ行くか。
了解した。そうだ。体力には注意しておけよ。
Alright. Oh, I'm just teaching you how to use your item. You know, basic tutorial, persona tutorial shit.
気になった場所は調べてみようぜ。何か使えるものがあるかもしれない。
Go back here and grab this item. And get this thing.
怪盗は宝箱を見逃さない。
I actually don't know if you need keys to unlock these chests, because I didn't craft a key, nor does the demo allow you to craft a key, so maybe you just have one on you for the sake of the demo, or maybe it just doesn't require it for the demo, but regardless, I do think it's interesting that it did not ask me for a key that time. I know you could go up there. I wonder. Oh, wait. How did I walk right by that?
気になるものがねえか。
ジョーカー、中身は何だ？
I don't remember getting that at all. All right. Can you go up there? I guess there's not really a need for you to go up there. You can use your gun. Oh, and your bullets replenish after every fight, which I think is a carryover from Royal. Anytime you land a critical hit on someone, basically, you can do an all-out attack on them. Assuming there are other persona around them, I guess. Basically talking about how level ups work. But yeah, you have like standard 12 bullets. I wonder if you can upgrade this. But 12 is pretty generous as far as the combo thing goes. Anyway. And this is part of the tutorial which I didn't really quite understand. But something about like some of the enemies will power up or do something. I have no idea. But I just remember that I try to hit that pumpkin, the jack-o'-lantern, before it could power up or whatever, and I still got hit with some sort of like status ailment that like lowered my wait, what is it? What's the button? I guess it's just items. I got hit with some sort of status ailment. And I don't know if this tutorial was trying to teach me how to sneak up on enemies. But we'll see. We'll try and actually look at this. Because they've panned over to that. And I guess you can perform an action right on top of the enemies, but I guess not. Yeah, so some enemies are actually susceptible to environmental damage. So yeah, this is what her persona looks like. Pitus? I have no idea. It looks familiar. I feel like it might have been in base. I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be 100% wrong, but I've never seen it before actually. I'm not gonna pretend. It does feel familiar. I feel like I've seen something like it before, but for a main character to have one of those personas is interesting to me. Oh, and look, I like that she's right there. I assume... I actually, never mind. I thought the others would be there too. More mob fights. I feel like it's a good visualization of what a Persona fight should be. Status elements. Slower. I love this music. I guess this is how you acquire new persona now, is by just beating up enough of them that you'll just get them. No interrogation. Can we just sit here and just admire this track for a second? It's a bop. That's a bop. And actually, let's take a look at that. You get the fairy. I forget what her name is. But she does have cure on her. They did show that you can use items in battle, but I forget what the button for it is. Basically, if you break down a boss's defenses enough, you can do an all-out attack on him like this for max damage. Don't have any. Oh, straight up just pause the game, I guess. Oh, I don't have any. I don't have any more SP. Oh, so she wrote. Yo.
新技引いたぜ。おっしゃ
息切れしてないか。
It's weird because look, I gained like 3 SP in that fight. I guess you gain a little bit of SP during a fight. I don't know.
ここから外に出られそうだぞ。
よっしゃ。さっさとここからおさらばしようぜ。
あそこ
There's a bunch
奥
of
に
items
続いてる
over
な。行ってみるか。いや、今は脱出が最優先だ。
Did I miss that completely? Oh, it's from an unrelated area that I can't go into. Okay, that makes sense. But look, you can see that it is just one conjoined area. So I guess it is just one contiguous world that you're running around in, which it's nice. I like that. It's fresh. You know what? It's more of me exploring this world, so I'm cool with that. It also plays really nicely. I like the way the character moves. It's very quick. You cannot cancel out of your moves as well as I thought you would, though. Ground-based attacks you can pretty much cancel out of, but like this, like a jumping light will automatically make you dash forward. And hold on, let's see. Using that will kind of move you backwards, but oh, I didn't even know I had Jack-O-Lantern. Oh, I guess that's if you run out of SP in case you still want to inflict like magical damage. There you go. Use your fourth attack. That's neat. I like that a lot. In case you run out of SP during a battle, or you know, or for whatever reason. That's cool. Yeah, I'm doing all that now because this is actually where the demo ends. Unfortunately, there's a cutscene in here that plays, and that's pretty much the end of the demo. Yeah, it's a pretty fun game, and I'm hoping that we get it at the end of the year. I don't have many high hopes because considering the amount of dialogue that is in a Persona game, there's gonna be a lot of translating and a lot of like localization issues that they have to go through. I don't know. I don't understand why they don't just make these concurrent. I don't know. As far as like translating the dialogue at the very least, because I don't think voice acting will take that long. It's just the text is a lot of the game is a lot of text. And honestly, I would take this without voice acting, but I feel like a lot of the work goes into the text rather than the voice acting, so that wouldn't really solve any problems for us. I basically gave up on translating the game at this point, but we were just basically trying to find a way out, and we were able to find a portal out to here. I guess she knew where it was because she was the one leading us, and she's get a nice view of the landscape right there.
ここがソフィアの言う出口なのか。
You can see this is the exact same outside area that we were at, so I'm wondering if this is like, I say contiguous again, but I feel like, I wonder if this is like one giant area all connected by the sewer system.
つうか
大丈夫。ここは外に通じてる。
She's saying goodbye.
通じぐにゃーって
適当すぎんだ。
信じろ。話がわかるな。
あ
She's not gonna come with us.
ジョーカーの言う通りだ。そこらどこ。
たくし
うわ、何する。
I do like that there doesn't seem to be a drop in quality. There just seems to be a change in aesthetic, you know, with the 3D menus and whatnot. But it's still P5 through and through. But that's it. That's the demo. I like this game. I've never played a Dynasty Warriors game before, just because of the bad reputation that most of them have gotten. But I do remember like Hyrule Warriors coming out, and everyone was really jazzed about that and all the updates that it came out with. So I'm hoping that P5 Scramble gets like a very similar treatment. Also, the fact that it is in terms of when this takes place, it's like a sequel. That's interesting to me. So I'm wondering how much of this will be able to push the story forward. I doubt very little. I'm assuming this is just an excuse to come out with another Persona game, but I'm hoping that there is some sort of character growth, or maybe even some, I don't know, maybe even some DLC with Royal once that comes out for the West. I don't know. We'll see. But that's it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next stream, whenever that may be. That's it. Take care. Have a good day. Bye-bye.